And we are live. Welcome to another edition of Virtual India Sourcing Show. And we are back after a break in India. We went to India for India sourcing trip and we're back after a month. Mark and Kevin, how are you guys doing?
Really well. Looking forward to the next trip.
Fantastic, mate. Great trip. It was really tiring. Took a little bit to get over the trip when we got back initially, but hey, we're all ready to go again.
Yeah, what an amazing trip it was, right? I mean, we had almost 60 people on the trip and just, the products, the factories, all the networking. Oh my gosh, it was just, amazing.
Well, it was a real big trip of firsts, wasn't it, Megla? I mean, the Ecom Summit to begin with, that was a first.
Yes.
We did the summit there for, the Amazon Indian players, and that was very successful. There was a lot of interest in there. And then the other first was we did that trip to Moradabad, where we had a bus full of how many people? 45 people in downtown Moradabad, which is streets are not really cut out for a big bus of any kind. So we sort of held up the centre of Moradabad a few times. The traffic sort of came to a halt.
I think we broke history. I think we'd be the first bus of white people to go down that street in a long time, if ever.
Yeah, first time.
The factories were amazed, weren't they, that we had that many buyers that stopped by. And, the management, the staff, everybody in the factories was just amazed when we they knew we were coming, but they didn't know. They'd never had so many buyers at one time roaming around their factory, and they were just so nice to us, weren't they? So accommodating.
Absolutely. And Kevin, you had a bit of fun at some of the factories, right? You tried your hand at polishing and spray painting and also making one of those wooden bowls, enameled wooden bowls.
I had to go rolling metal, and I was trying to have a go at some of the welding techniques. But next time we'll sort of do a bit more. But we had a lot of fun. We made the enamel bowl. Remember the enamel bowl?
Yeah. Very cool.
Ladies,
hey, let's say hi to a couple of people. Some there. Good morning.
Some of the people were, like they thought I was kicking them off their stool to pinch their job.
You're taking over their jobs.
Taking over their job. What about the drop test, Megla? We did a live drop test, didn't we?
Yeah. The drop test was great too. It was good to see, how exactly they do the drop test, and also we saw a lot of really big factories where they had cartons and cartons of products that were going to big retailers around the world. So that was good to see as well, and just amazing. Good morning, Gail. It's good to be back.
Hello, Gail.
And we've got Ravi. Good morning. Vanita, hi.
Birthday for yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed your day, Vanita. And good afternoon from not so sunny Melbourne. We don't know who you are.
We're in not so sunny Geelong, so we know what sort of weather.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get started with today's show. Now, today we've got two suppliers for you. One is a company that makes herbal supplements, and then another company that makes very beautiful gemstone jewelry. So let's invite the first supplier on screen. We've got Ravi and Divyanshu from Walpar Nutritions. Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, good morning to all. We are good. How about you?
Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much for inviting.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So where are you guys joining us from?
So we are joining from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so Gujarat is a state in West India, for those of you who don't know. And there are lots of very well-established factories and industries in Gujarat. And Kevin, we have to do a tour to Gujarat, one of the trips.
I've got my hand up, Megla.
Kevin's moving to India because he needs to be there for a year to do all he wants to do.
Yeah. All right, so Ravi, Divyanshu, tell us about Walpar's Nutritions and give us some background. Then we also got a video that you've sent to us. But tell us about the company first.
So Walpar Nutritions Limited it is NSE listed. When I'm saying NSE, it is National Stock Exchange listed SME company, small and medium scale enterprise. And we are active in nutraceutical, herbal, and Ayurvedic formulations since last 13 years. And from last 6 years, we are into contract research and manufacturing also for nutraceutical, herbal, and Ayurvedic formulations. Uh, we have our facility here in Ahmedabad, which is like spread over 30,000 square feet area, where we have three different units. One is for solid oral formulations like tablets, capsules. Other is for liquid oral formulations like syrups, shots, suspensions, and emulsions. And also one is for sachet and protein powders like SPOS nutritions. So that's how it is. And we have a strength of almost like more than 130 people in our organization. And last year, our turnover was around like 25 plus crore. So, and we have our presence in many countries like, Southeast Asian countries, at the same time, African countries, uh, and also trying our best to expand our horizons to other regulatory countries like developed countries like America and European Union and all. However, through e-commerce platforms, we have our presence in European market, at the same time, American market.
Okay, great. So, what kinds of buyers do you generally cater to?
See, like we usually do contract research and manufacturing for the organizations who are doing marketing activities. So, for the our buyers are like doing business from business, like B2C buyers we are talking about, and we are B2B. This kind of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have a lot of Amazon sellers as your buyers, for example, e-commerce sellers,
Yeah,
or yeah? Okay.
yeah,
Okay, great. So, should we play the video then?
yeah. Sure.
Okay, we'll play the video and then we'll also take a look at some products that you have to show us. So let's just
Sure.
see.
Walper Nutritions Limited, a vertically integrated herbal nutraceutical products manufacturing company having facilities in western parts of India, Gujarat. The company manufactures various private label third-party brands to different companies across the country and overseas, as well own brand sales through online and direct selling model. Let us see the making of nutraceutical and sports nutritions. Once the initial quality check of raw material pass, it enters the building for storage. There are dedicated spaces for separate vitamins and flavors, sugars as well, for the material which required to maintain atmospheric conditions. All atmospheric conditions are maintained for long-term storage by the company's well-maintained heat ventilation and air-conditioned system. The water used in products are purified with the facility DM water plant. So with two main parts, air and water perfected, the process of production now begins. First step is dispensing the raw material. All raw material are dispensed under the laminar airflow. After the dispensing, the premix preparation of vitamins and minerals ensures mixing and blending subsequently with the help of various blenders for tablets and capsules as well for liquid preparations. Quality check at every step of the production process with the help of stringent IPQC protocols. Then the final filling and sealing is done. A separate place to store the finished products also helps to dispatch the products timely to the customer. Our dedicated team and staff members are our strength. Walper is going public. We are conducting our IPO. Here are the details. Walper Nutritions Limited.
Okay, very interesting. And the factory looks really good, very impressive. and very
Yeah.
different from the factories that we visited in Moradabad, right, Mark and Kevin?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's sort of,
Yeah.
that's a laboratory type
Yeah,
set.
as it is like state of the art facility, and
Yeah.
it is constructed as per the guidelines of good manufacturing practices. So laminar air flows and then air handling units and epoxy flooring. These kind of certain specialized construction ways are implemented in the company.
Yeah,
Right.
Devanshu, in the video, it sort of mentions sports nutrients. Now,
Yep.
a lot of the sports nutrients. I mean, look, we all go to the gym and we all have these, sort of drinks and formulas that we sort of,
Right.
abide by. If someone has their own formulas, can you make to those formulas
Yeah,
for them?
definitely.
That's an
Definitely.
easy ask, yeah.
See,
And obviously,
we have a separate facility for protein powders. Like,
yeah,
in when we are talking about sports nutrition,
yes, yeah,
we are talking about whey proteins. Like,
yeah,
gym goers are usually taking protein supplements. So
yes,
that's a sports nutrition. At the same time, branch chain amino acids which are consumed to increase the amino acid content within the muscles. So that also we are manufacturing. At the same time, certain ingredients like creatine tablets are there, and some amino acid syrups are there. Though those kind of products are also there in our portfolios. So, yeah, definitely, sports nutrition we can definitely support and provide the
yeah.
required products for sure. Yeah.
And all the like the paperwork certifications for different companies that wouldn't is that would that be done by you guys? If any certifications for various countries, because obviously those type of things need certification to enter, sort of certain countries, whether it be
Yeah. See,
EU,
so
US. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it is like when we are manufacturing these products, we have to have certificate from our local authority, which is
yeah, yeah.
FSSAI, Food Standard and Safety Authority of India. So
Mhm.
that certificate we have. At the same time, WHO GMP certificate from the private bodies, like such kind of 6 certificates we have. Also, we obtained this DGFT certificate to export the materials to the certain countries. So yeah, definitely all the certificates we can definitely produce to take the business forward.
What
Fantastic.
about FDA for the US?
See, as it is nutraceutical products, FDA is not as such required, as it is not. See, when it is a drug, it is falling in the category of drug formulations, then FDA is intervening. However, in the nutraceutical segment, FDA is not required to be produced.
Okay.
We have
So in
already have
fact,
our factory is already
yeah.
having FDA registration. It's a food
Okay.
facility registration. So Walmart is already registered.
As a food facility,
Yeah.
not as a drug facility.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
So, but for the products to be imported into the US, FDA certification is not required, correct?
yeah, it is not required.
Okay. So, Radul, I hope that answers your question. So, if you're planning to do sports nutrition, you just mentioned that. So, FDA is not required for these products because they are nutraceuticals. But of course, if
Perfect.
it's some kind of medicinal kind of item, then it requires FDA, or if it is like a food item, right?
Yeah, it is food item. So
And all,
Yeah, so he says, I was planning to enter the sports nutrition category. Yeah, so Radul, you should definitely contact them. Their URL is at the bottom of the screen, indiasourcing.net/Walpar. Yeah, go ahead, Divyanshu, you were saying
I was just
something?
going to say about the packaging and bottling. You help people with those requirements. So is that
obviously,
all? Yeah, yeah. That's in house. You do sort of help them design in house with
yeah,
these needs. Fantastic.
yes, we have our in-house designer here, so we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
In-house
And
designing
what
and
kind of
we
packaging options are available?
packaging option when it comes to pills like tablets and capsules. We have jars, pad jars. At the same time, we have HDPE jars like high density polyethylene jars. So these kind of packages are there, as you can see in here.
This is UK branch.
This particular brand is going to European country.
Okay.
Wait for so
That's an unusual
like
size bottle. What size bottle would that be, Dipanshi? The big one. What size would that be?
It's a 1 year supply.
180 soft gels are there in this
So it's what 1 year's
1 year supply. Yes.
supply of that particular thing. Yeah, right. Okay.
And so do you also help with the labeling and, designing the labels? Can you help with that as well?
Yeah, yeah, sure. We can definitely.
Okay, especially for the
As we
US
have our
market, like if
in-house
there are any
designing.
guidelines. Yeah, if there are any guidelines for the US market, like what needs to be on the label, can
Yep.
you help with that as well?
Yeah, definitely. We can help with it
Okay.
because already we have some products there in listed on Amazon in US market. So
Okay. That's
so
great.
that
That's
experience is
already
there
done.
with us.
Yeah. They'll have a great role model me for their supplements like fat burners.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, you want to model for them, Radu? Yeah, he can be a great model for you. He's a yeah, well-known model in Europe. Okay, so what is the average MOQ for private label?
See, when it comes to tablets and capsules, pills we are talking about, it is like 60,000 tablets units. And when we are talking about syrup formulations, liquid orals, then minimum is 5,000
Okay,
numbers, units of
5,000 units,
yeah,
bottles.
yeah,
Okay,
units, bottles. For
okay,
protein powders, like when it is about protein powders, then jars, minimum quantity is 2,000 jars.
okay,
And sachet, if any formulation is there in a sachet format, then that would be 10,000 sachet. 5,000 to 10,000 sachet as per the quantity within the sachet.
okay. Got it. Okay, so should we also take a look at the product catalog that you had sent over?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So this is a formulation like astaxanthin. It is a powerful antioxidant. It is having highest auric value. When I'm saying auric value, it is like oxygen radical, absorbance capacity. So radical absorbance capacity. So by that way, you can determine the effectiveness of the particular antioxidant. So this is the most powerful antioxidant ever available globally.
Okay. And are all your raw materials sourced from within India, or are you also importing some of the raw materials?
Yeah, within India and also importing.
Okay. So what's this?
This is again that ingredient, but concentration is different. That's the same
Okay.
thing. This coenzyme Q10. Uh, so it is kind of catalyst for energy production within the body. Our body's powerhouse, which is mitochondria. From mitochondria, adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy currency for the body. In order to produce ATP, that energy currency of the body, you must have this coenzyme Q10 within. So that is so this is that ingredient, and at the same time it is having black pepper extract within, so which enhances the bioavailability of coenzyme Q10. So they are combined together so that complementary at the same time synergistic effect can be obtained.
Okay. So are all of these formulations done by you in-house, like your R&D team has developed
Yeah,
these?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And all of these
And
are
when we
available
are
for private label, right?
the private labels, these all are available, and we can provide all the scientific support pertaining to the logic and concept behind the product, like all the internationally and nationally published, articles, scientific articles. At the same time, promotional material we can provide to the clients if they need.
Okay. So this is
No, Megla, that's really to have all the scientific paperwork to back. If you're going to kick off a private label, that would
Yeah.
certainly be a huge help, wouldn't it, in your marketing aspect?
So it's like
You,
kind of when we are collaborating with someone, it is like, we are the same team. So we try to
yeah,
provide all the required information to make them grow, so that, because it is vice versa, we will also grow accordingly when they will be growing in the pace we want.
yeah. So you work like partners
Yeah,
with
partners.
buyers,
Yeah,
right?
Any buyer
excellent.
which we are right now having with us, they are very much satisfied with the products. At the same time, the services, scientific information, and sometimes if required, I'm flying down to their facility and explaining about the products to them, like what are the technicalities and how this can be marketed and promoted to the customers.
That's awesome. So what is this?
So this is
I
again
mean,
coenzyme Q10. The concentration is. So what is the beauty about this product is it is in an oral spray form. So when we are taking anything from our buccal cavity, I'll show you. It is like, some. So this kind of spray is there, and the application is like taking it like,
Orally,
then it
yeah.
will directly go into your buccal cavity and sublingual cavity. So these cavities are having highest vascularity, and because of that particular arrangements within the buccal cavity, absorption of the nutrients are comparatively faster and quicker, more quicker rather, we can say. Easily it would get absorbed, and the enzymes which are there in our buccal cavity would enhance the permeation of the ingredients within the systemic circulation. By that way, bioavailability would be increased. So this is the
okay,
interesting format by that way.
okay. Well, Rajul is asking, what about packing? Can they do it, or do I need to import bottles from China? As I know, it is not easy to get products from China and India, as we already have one brand in India market for sport. So you provide all the packaging, right?
Yeah,
The
packaging we would
bottles.
take care of for sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Everything,
so Radu,
everything.
they do all of the packaging and any kind of packaging, right? Bottles,
This is
sprays. Yeah.
again oral spray.
The
This
whole,
Oh,
is,
the whole bit.
yeah.
See,
So you wouldn't have to import anything. On it.
yeah.
yeah, we have this kind of packaging. We have this product available online. So this kind of packagings are also possible. Uh, we have kept in some, some booklets where, the customer can engage themselves. Yeah, so full-fledged service can be provided. All the packaging
Okay.
material, designing, formulations and everything.
Okay.
One-stop
That's great.
solution, you can say.
Yeah, makes it easy.
That's
A
great.
one-stop shop.
Yeah, makes it easy.
Absolutely.
So this is magnesium.
Magnesium, L-carnitine, and coenzyme Q10. So, for cramps particularly, people like,
Right.
for sports nutrition, this is a good formulation. Uh, when uh, uh, when gym goers and, and health enthusiasts are working hard and they're feeling pain, at that time they can opt for this formulation, because magnesium and L-carnitine particularly, increases the vasodilation. By that way, blood circulation increases and pain which is caused would be reduced, and the coenzyme Q10 at the same time would provide energy within the body. So that's how this combination is working.
Do these have an
Right.
expiry date on them? Just like the when you buy a bottle of something, does it have like a year life or 2 year life cycle, or what? How does that work?
Yeah, pardon, I didn't get.
Oh,
Is there
does
an
it have?
expiry date?
Yeah, expiry date is 18 months for India. However, for US, it can be 24 months. As per the guidelines, we can go.
Okay.
So the
And I
expiry
also
dates differ to each country.
Yeah, as per the country, it can be
Yeah,
made
different.
accordingly. Companies,
and
company,
I
these
also
countries' guidelines.
okay, that's good. Also, I see that these are non-GMO, gluten-free, soy-free, and vegan.
Yes.
So that is really good. Yeah, that can be a very good
Nowadays, it
USP
is
as well.
trending like anything. These vegan,
Yeah,
soy-free things. So we have
exactly.
suppliers like who are providing the materials, raw materials in that way, and then we are also making sure that we are not using anything which is like containing GMO or soy or not falling in the category of vegan.
Okay, that's excellent. That's great. Is it possible to discuss with some of your specialists about eventually mixing ingredients for some supplements to ensure they are a good combination?
Yeah,
So, can
definitely.
you
Yeah.
give advice? Yeah. Okay, great. So, yeah, Radul, you should definitely get in touch with them.
Definitely. See, I can provide that information like what kind of combinations and mixing can go sensibly for particular segment for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is this? Curcumin
This
and
is this
turmeric.
is curcumin C3 complex, which is branded ingredient, and it is patented at the same time. Uh, particularly, it is coming from turmeric. That's the Indian herb. It is containing curcuminoids. Those are active constituents within it, which are responsible for anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, anti-cancer, antibacterial. I mean, you say, and it is there with turmeric. It is a king of all herbs, and this is again
Yeah,
a
turmeric
branded
is
one.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So, and it is made in a way that efficacy and bioavailability is comparatively higher than the normal turmeric powder available in the market, and it is containing 95 percentage of curcuminoids. Usually, when you are going with normal turmeric powder in the market, it is containing only 2 to 5% of curcuminoids. However, in this formulation, it is 95 percentage. So that's
Oh,
again, USP of this product.
fantastic,
and
fantastic.
Could you
some
answer
permeation enhancer. Yeah.
typically what's the lead time with some of these formulas? Is it like sort of instant because you've got all the formulas in house?
Yeah, so
Do you
that's
have
great.
to?
So yeah,
How does it
so
work?
lead time, when we are talking about, when once order is placed to us, we will start working on designing part. Right after design is approved by the client, after that 45 days we would take for dispatching the product to the client.
Right.
So from the day design is approved by the client, we would take 45 days to manufacture and dispatch the product to respective client.
Okay. Excellent. So we need to move on to the next one. Can we move on to the
Yeah,
next one?
I'm back.
Right.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I think there's so many different products over here, and this
Well,
catalog is of course available for download on their
yeah.
website as well. Or you can go ahead and reach out to them if you have any questions. So yeah, I
As
think we can. Yeah,
just to interrupt, like as we were having limited time today, we have only
yeah.
shown some of the products to you. However, we have so many other products with us for all kind of organs in the body, like for liver, for kidney, for brain, for eyes. You say, and it is there with us. And we have patented ingredient branded, which are branded, and all the clinical studies are already done. Pharmacokinetic studies are done. So it would be very much easier for our clients to promote those products based on the data which we have with us. We can support in any kind of situation our client is going through.
Exactly. I mean, it's really good that you are sort of like a one-stop solution for everything. So whether it's, help with preparing the formulations, packaging, certifications, the bottles, everything you can help with. So yeah, that's really
With
amazing.
documentation also we can help. If by any chance they are in the need of dossier, then we can make dossier also. Dossier is the compilation of all the technical documents pertaining to the particular product. That also our regulatory team, which is in house, can do it for the client.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. And
All right.
also
So
we can buy shares
yeah.
in your company too.
Yeah, definitely. It is open for it. Already listed, so.
Fantastic.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And everybody watching, if you're interested in herbal supplements, go ahead to this URL, indiasourcing.net/Walpar, and reach out to them. They're an amazing company if you do want to get into this category. So thank you so much for your time today, Ravi and Divyanshu. And hopefully we'll be able to visit your factory someday.
Yeah.
Oh, we are
Thank you,
looking
guys.
forward for it, and we are heartily inviting you guys for this. And
Thank you.
we are
Appreciate it.
really grateful that you have given this opportunity to showcase our products and what we do to the people you are connected with. So, thank you very much for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Thank you
problem.
so
You're
much.
welcome.
You have a good
Thank you,
day.
Yeah,
Bye
Megla.
thank you.
bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Kevin.
you for
Thank
your
you,
time
Margaret.
today.
Bye.
Very informative. Thank you.
Okay. That
Now
was awesome.
that was different, wasn't it? That was very different.
Yeah, that was very different. So Vanita saying supplement market is too
Yeah.
saturated for one to start their own line of supplements on Amazon. Yes, Vanita. So I think you do need some, capital. I feel that if you do want to do supplements, but there's still opportunity. But yeah, you do need capital and you do need some sort of USP or differentiation for supplements.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But yeah, it is not an easy market to get into.
We're not so easy, Anita.
No, but I think there are people still interested in it and people interested in moving from one country to another with the same products.
Exactly. Right, so let's move on to our next supplier, which is Pink City Jewel House. But I just see one person, Manoj from the company. Manoj, are you there? His video is turned off, but we were supposed to have two people. Another one was Prakar, but I don't see Prakar. I just see Manoj, and his video is turned off. Manoj, can you please turn on your video? Radul is saying saturation exists only if there is no idea and creativity to differentiate. That is so true. And I
Well
think
said,
somebody
Rachel.
who is,
Well,
yeah, like somebody who is into this segment, like Radul is into fitness and he does so many pageants, etc. And he's into this industry, so he exactly knows what is the requirement of people. And so I think for somebody like Radol, it's easy to differentiate and come up with something that the market really needs. So yeah, interesting. For a long time, yes.
it's
And Mr.
Mr.
Fitness, awesome. Yeah, cool.
we're not
Okay,
suggesting for a moment that it's an easy it's an easy place to be, but
yeah.
what is, it's like Radul says, if you know your business, you know your business, and so there's opportunity around every corner if you sort of know what you're doing.
Yeah. I think our second supplier is having some trouble, but let me see
Some
if
technical
Manoj is
issues.
there.
There
Some
we go.
technical issues, yes.
Yes, Megla.
So
Thurs, he's sending me screenshots. I can't share, but he's having issues of in the software. I'm asking him to log
Okay.
again, but unfortunately, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
on the camera, but I can talk.
So
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think just make sure that he's on Chrome browser. So I see, yeah, Sajita has sent me the screenshot. So it looks like he is on Chrome browser. So yeah, maybe it's a temporary issue or something. I think if you can just try again a couple of times, it should be okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's start in the meantime. So Manoj, if you can maybe give us an overview and introduction to Pink City, and tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, very good evening to all of you. We're Pink City Jewel House Private Limited. We are a contract manufacturer for jewelry in what we say is the world capital of jewelry. Jaipur, I don't know whether you've heard, but it's a home to a very large, uh, it's almost a leader in the industry with to almost 150,000 people involved in the gem and jewelry trade. Whilst every country and every region has its niche, Jaipur again also stands out for colored stone-oriented jewelry. And here, when clients come to Jaipur for colored stones jewelry, we are amongst the premier companies focusing on all the way from fashion jewelry to demi-fine and silver to fine. So we have a total of 3 factories right now with over 150, 1,500 people, where we have where we contract manufacture for major brands in US and Europe. Uh, and so you can see a little bit of our views of our factory. This is our unit 1 in SEZ. So there is a special economic zone in Jaipur where 2 of our factories are situated. This is one of them, and so we are fully compliant with Responsible Jewelry Council and many other audits. I can't name some of my clients here, uh, but they are amongst the top in the industry with having stores in really high street, prime high street presence. So yeah, I mean, from all the way from CAD CAM to latest manufacturing techniques of mold making, die making. We try to have all these processes in house, so the jewelry is never contracted out, and we are able to keep the integrity of the design and the aesthetic and the intellectual property of the client safe with us. It's very, very important that those things are maintained pre-launch specifically, because once the product gets launched in the market, it's all over. Until the product gets launched, it's a top secret.
Okay.
So we
And
have mixed.
do you
Yeah.
sign some sort of like NDA agreements with buyers or like NNN agreements, for example,
Yeah, yes,
like a
absolutely.
non-disclosure?
Megla, yeah, whatever is the whatever gives adequate comfort to to the client. Where some clients want simple NDAs, some want more complex ones. We believe that we're able to not just sign a contract but also adhere to the and deliver on the comfort level of the clients. Seeing is believing. These pictures and stuff won't say much, but because of the nature of our business, we're not able to showcase much of our capabilities. We're largely behind the scenes. So, as I said in the initial parts, Jaipur is home for colored stone-oriented jewelry. So we have almost 70 different kind of gemstones and many other mixed materials too that become our palette, for all kinds of jewelry. And they come in different forms, from beads to doublets to rose cuts, fantasy cuts, we have cabochons, cameos and intaglios. So they really, we sometimes work with clients who are in the same market, same store, but they have very diverse or very different aesthetic, and we are able to achieve all that because the design itself becomes design, and the ingredients become differentiator. Um, for all our brands that we work with.
So are all of the stones procured within Jaipur or within India, or are they also imported from other countries? And if they're imported, like which countries are they imported from?
So, good question, Megla. We cut most of the stones in-house. So the cutting, the processing of the stone happens in-house. Whilst I would say most of the stones are imported, they're about only 10-15% mined in India. They come from all over, from Africa, different countries in Africa. They come from different countries in Brazil. I mean, in South America, like Brazil is a top supplier, for a lot of gemstones. Um, so yeah, I mean, they could be all over. I mean, our stones come from even US, Australia, wherever they are mined, and the mines are all over the world. So they come to India. We sometimes we source directly from the mines as well. So for some clients, we've done mines to market traceable programs, and as traceability and transparency are becoming big. So some of our clients, we run we're also sort of piloting a blockchain mines to market story for a certain client, where they want to have the traceability, responsible sourcing, and ethical mining to manufacturing, complete chain involved. And so we're able to support those programs as well because of our relationships with the miners.
That's
Wow,
fantastic.
that's very
Manoj,
incredible. Yeah, that's very innovative.
yeah. Hello, Manoj. Um, would it be possible if, or would you welcome visitors to your factory if we were visiting Jaipur, or anybody who was visiting Jaipur? Is it possible to actually visit your showroom or the factory itself? Or,
Absolutely, absolutely. And seeing is believing because
yeah,
when it comes to a lot of those proprietary designs and names, we can share those on internet. And in a one-to-one meeting, yes, we will be able to show you and whatever so certain brands allow us, where if they are being manufactured on the shop floor, at least you can see.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So seeing that is real stuff. Absolutely.
Okay, great. So
Uh,
yeah, I think your process is also very advanced, right? I mean, that's something that was very impressive for me.
Absolutely. So the process, Megla, all the way from most modern CAD CAM, we have cutting edge techniques like electroforming, which are very unique to our industry. We have CNC, tool room in house where all the tooling required for specific, sometimes mold making, is all done in house. So literally, our delivery times are faster, products are unique, and as I mean, anytime a good product hits Instagram, there are other people who get inspired by it, and other people want to clone it and whatever. So you want to make sure that in the product that you make for the clients, you engineer some unique aspects and traits which are then difficult to copy for counterfeiters.
Yeah.
You want to make products that are not just looking great, but are also sort of, I would say, engineering marvel. And so when it comes to findings, fitments, we do a lot of emphasis on putting those unique attributes which make the jewelry very unique.
Fantastic. Okay, so it looks like Prakar is here. I'm going to try to add him to the stream, but I don't see his video, although he says the video is turned on. Prakar, can you hear us?
Good morning, Megla. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Kevin. How are you guys?
Good morning,
The
Sean.
video is
Thank
on,
you
but
for joining us.
somehow,
Yeah, that's
no,
strange. It's not.
it's
Yeah,
uh,
very
it's something
strange.
strange. I
It's
mean,
not
I
showing.
can't. Yeah.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, we'll do
Mhm.
audio today. So your designs are secrets and your faces are secret too. You can't show your faces.
Uh, I would
Secret,
put it this way that, yeah.
secret
Yeah, just
society in
kidding.
Jaipur.
Secret society in Jaipur, yeah.
You left us speechless.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so let's
So
talk
yeah, I
about
mean,
the overall solutions here.
yeah. So as we are continuing with the presentation, there is a fine line where certain people call it artistry and we call it industrialization. But I think it's a fine balance of what you want to strike. Whilst a lot of our craftsmanship is truly a work of art, we've been able to scale it, and that's where the magic comes, of consistency, quality, adhering to specifications, and it's a challenge where artistry is able to be scaled. And we've always treated processes which are truly scalable, and hence we are able to deliver on the volume that our clients want, and not just making a few pieces and not making in time and missing delivery dates, and stuff like that. It happens when you're able to sort of um, you know break down artistry into steps that can be then replicated by easily by craftsmen. Um,
Right.
we do have some lines of open lines which are customizable, or ready to be used. But I would say 50%, or I would say more, almost 60% of our um, business comes from clients who work on who actually work with their designs. So they would give us sketches, and and sometimes these sketches are very rough. Sometimes we have only mood boards, um, and sometimes they are sort of 2D sketches. But in most of the times, I would say we engineer from their sketch, or their like a 2D design into the piece of jewelry. So
And yeah,
yeah.
typically, what is the lead time? I mean, let's say once the design has been confirmed, and because of course, product development would take time, right? Sampling, etc.
Yeah, I mean there are Megla, it's very client specific, but it is a important question nonetheless. So I would say lead time could be as little as 3 weeks. In certain cases, we invite clients to come to our operations, and we've shown them, we've turned pieces around in while they are here. So like matter of 4 days or 5 days as a proof of pudding. Where they've been with our design team, sitting in the office. So yes, that can be done. So whilst the actual time to create a design, a fully finished prototype can happen as little as 3 days, I would say usually the process with back and forth, time zones and so on, takes about 4 weeks. But certain clients work like a few seasons ahead. So the collections, if you want to do a collection, you may work at least 6 months in advance.
Right.
And
So
no,
then,
no,
for yeah,
there's obviously a lot of different trends. So when you say seasons in advance, so people would be thinking those seasons as trends in advance.
Sorry, Kevin, I couldn't understand your question very
Oh,
well.
you said that people order 4 seasons in advance, right? Some of the orders. does that mean that the trends, like jewelry, obviously, like fashion, has trends? So this is the trends in advance.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
Kevin. So yeah, I mean, I would say clients, we're already working, sort of, for Christmas next year.
Yeah.
I would say design development, the ideation would start to happen now, pretty much now.
Yeah.
And whilst the products would be sort of frozen by March, I would say. So the first Q, like almost Q1, you would freeze on your Christmas buying. So Christmas, the units may not be known, but at least what's going to be presented out there is pretty much defined. By the end of March. So yeah, those sort of timelines.
Yeah.
So do
And-
the styles and colours change a bit like the fashion? So if like hot pinks in fashion and clothing, does that become a trend with the jewellery as well, or is it not related?
Good question, Margaret. It is related. So you would have more, let's say, pastels, more subdued, during winters, and while you may have more summery colors which are bright and through summer and fall. So yeah, I mean, and of course, there are trends. A lot of our clients are, I would say, trend setters. So they embark upon some cutting edge design that also becomes the trend. So I would say, we work with a lot of trend leaders, and it's not just so it's sometimes the color of gemstones, the choice of gemstones, which sort of formulate a certain look. Sometimes it's the design itself, which is a keystone. So it varies from brand to brand.
And so the
I see over here
traceability.
smart merchandising.
Yeah, the merchandising really is important too, right? I mean, merchandising is key, but that's another thing, it's it's, I would say, design first and then merchandising. A lot of merchandising, so you have to understand at a merchandising level to make the product which is right priced too, because you can't over engineer or you can't over deliver on a product or over spec it to make it more expensive. So you have to strike a balance where you have high perceived value and relatively low cost, because you do want to have the margins available for the supply chain, for retail, for distribution, and so on and on. So you want to merchandise it well. You just can't have an expensive product and then sort of leave no margin, for retail.
Right. Kevin, you were saying something.
I was just going to say, I like the idea that the traceability and the authenticity. Some years ago, I used to work in Amsterdam, and a lot of people I worked with would, if they were getting engaged or whatever, or buying their girlfriend a ring, and so there's a lot of as you know, there's a lot of diamond shops in Amsterdam. But the main thing is when people went to invest in those stones, because they're precious stones and cost a lot of money, was to really find out the fact that, are they real? I mean, to get the authenticity and not so much the traceability, but am I buying a glass rock or am I buying a real rock? To find out if you're getting, you're not getting shunked on the deal. But yeah, so I like that aspect that the traceability. There's always, even with the stones, obviously there's a story behind the stone.
Yes, Kevin, provenance is a big factor, and increasingly becoming a big factor in sales. Consumers love the connection. They love the fact, so if you got ancestral roots in Australia, you would want to buy an Australian opal, from a certain mine, and or you've traveled somewhere, you have memories, you may want to source a Baltic amber, just because you love the area and so on. It has stories. So yeah, provenance is key, and we are able to demonstrate that very well with a tight supply chain.
Yeah, thank you.
Sustainability. So this is important to you as well.
No, absolutely. It's becoming, I would say, a big portion of what we stand for. Not just the environment, but the social aspect of it, helping the community, having, so I mean, we're signatories to the Sustainable Development Goals, set by UN, United Nations, and so UN Global Compact has the 17 goals, and we are committed to improving. And in fact, in certain categories, we are setting standards in sustainability and responsible production.
Yeah, I think that's very important to consumers as well these days, right? So if somebody is selling, products made by you, I think these can be added to their brand, and I think that's another USP, for buyers, right?
Yes, so again, we started with on an elementary level with 100% recycled materials, and now they are getting more complex. Like I said, going all the way to mines to market, everything, having the whole supply chain audited, for social compliance, all that is becoming very important for the brands. So we're rightly situated
Yeah,
to deliver on whatever is the brand promise.
right. So
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are some pictures
Some
of
of
your
the images
factory.
of our Papura factory, which is also a design center, and also has some of the back-end, parts of the business like gemstone fashioning, and R&D. And this is also having some bit of production. Like I said, we have 3 factories at the moment. So this is one of such, and is about 250 to 300 people in this one. This is one of our factories in the special economic zone, and here this is, so the factory one supplies basically, the Mahapura factory supplies gemstones and other materials to the the zone which is the unit one. And as you see, most of the final end of the processes are happening here. So you
It
see,
looks like a very modern plant there, Manoj, too.
yes, indeed. So we are sort of amongst the leaders in our space, and the factories, like I said, have translated the art of artistry into large scale manufacturing. So
Right.
yeah. So this is our unit two in the special economic zone. They are pretty much next to each other, and between them, they have about depending on the season, they could have anywhere from I would say 800 to 1,000, 1,200, 1,100 people, depending on the scene, both of these units. So a lot of our business also is cyclic, and we have to scale up for usually Christmas orders. So then we have about 15-20% of our workforce, which is contract labor. So the contractors come in usually for Christmas orders, for 3 months, I would say 3-4 months, whilst we have more of our internal stable workforce that goes through the year.
So these are some of the products. Of course, as you said, we can't show any of
Yeah,
your clients'
unfortunately,
products and all,
yeah,
which we really
none,
appreciate. Yeah.
none of the brands I can show you, but again, this is just, I hate to say, but I mean, I'm not, the best stuff I can't show you. Sorry, at least on the
No, we understand, Manoj. No problem. We understand.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So these are just there to sort of give you an idea. There is a beautiful video, Kevin, on at the end of it. So if anybody wants to see that, Meghna, yeah, the last slide. So this video shows a factory tour.
Excellent, excellent.
So the video is on the
So people can just scan on that.
slide itself.
Yeah, you can scan the barcode and go to the video.
Just click on the link
Scan it,
on
okay.
the Vimeo, on the.
There is a link also.
Okay, let me just scan it because let me see if it works.
No, you just in case
You
you
can
see.
click on the link, Meghla. There is a small link under the
Yeah, it's not
barcode. You
clickable
can click
here.
on that.
It's not clickable here.
Okay.
It's not clickable. Just 1 second. I'm just going to try to get it from my phone to the computer. So what is your MOQ? And do you cater to small orders as well?
A lot of our, we cater to, a lot of our clients had a small start, but we do need a critical mass because, in order to sort of set resources within our operations for each client, our MOQs, we go with the concept of line value, Meghla. So for each design, we need a minimum of, from product to product, it varies, but from $1,000 to $1,500 per design, per line value. So if let's say if the product was costing $10 with a line value of 1,000, we would need a units of 100, minimum 100 to make that. And if the product's, let's say, $1,000, we could do a single product too, in a way. So we try to go with a concept of line value. And if it is requiring more, a lot of tooling and stuff like that, the line value could be $1,500. But if it is a simple product, then it could be $1,000. So,
Manoj, what about an MOV? Do you offer
Well,
an
that's the
MOV,
same
minimum
thing.
order value, or that's same
It's
to
sort
you?
of the same thing.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
it is the same, Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Alison is
I
saying
thought
good
that-
points made about sustainability. It is more than the physical environment. Exactly. Yeah, it's more than that. Daniel,
Absolutely.
good to see you after a long
Oh,
time.
From Brazil. You can send us some
Yeah,
diamonds.
Brazil.
Yeah. Hello out there from Brazil. Stones that come from Brazil, and we're very happy, because it's a key part of our business.
Great. Okay, so let's just watch this video.
Jaipur, the color gemstone capital of the world, home to over 200,000 people in the gem and jewelry trade, where Pink City Jewel House has established a unique position serving leading designers, brands, and large format retailers for their needs of distinctive color gemstone-oriented jewelry. Pink City started as an emerald wholesaling company with offices in Jaipur and Los Angeles in 1986 by our visionary chairman, late Shri Subhash Chandra Goyal. His son, Manoj, after completing GIA from Santa Monica in 1990, established a state-of-the-art cutting laboratory in Jaipur. The cutting laboratory grew into a strategic venture with an exclusive supply to Swarovski for their special project of machine-cut natural gemstones. In 2005, Pink City moved on and forward integrated into mass manufacture of color gemstone-oriented jewelry. Pink City expanded to Jaipur SEZ with its first unit in 2008, and as the business grew, Unit 2 was established in 2018. Today, the three factories employ over 1,000 jewelry professionals with mostly over 10 years of jewelry manufacturing experience. The historical edge of Pink City is color gemstone cutting, and over the years, Pink City has invested in further developing it. Gemstone processes like CNC gem cutting, ultrasonic profiling, ultrasonic milling, automated capping, and rose cutting, amalgamating gemstones with resin, doublets, triplets, and gemstone inlays are some of the unique processes that provide designers and brands a varied palette of options. Our manufacturing technology encompasses diverse processes like pressure casting, centrifugal casting of alloys, filigree casting using metal molds, electroforming, stamping, tubing, and cording. We process all gold alloys, silver, pewter, and brass. Over 600 jewelers are skilled in filing, finishing, and gem setting techniques with excellence in bezel setting and microscope setting. The team is also complemented by artisans skilled in beading, knotting, and wire wrapping. As new product development is critical for any business, we have invested in separate internal unit with 4 3D printers, an efficient tool room with 5-axis CNC milling, 5-axis wire cut, using industry-leading softwares like Rhino, Matrix, and Delcam. A team of about 100 people in the PD team ensure that the new designs are developed at client speed. Advanced plating techniques like micron deposition of yellow and rose gold, palladium, rhodium, platinum, ruthenium, and nano-ceramic colors are achieved in our most sophisticated and industry-leading plating division. We have in-house control over most chemistry and use sophisticated XD XRF for control over multi-layered platings. Production of electroformed gold in 22 karat yellow, 18 karat yellow, 18 karat pink, and 999 silver produce a range of unmatched jewelry designs that can't be produced as lightweight by any alternative means. Product reliability and durability is taken very seriously at Pink City, and hence we've invested in an industry-unique initiative of having an in-house test lab. Responsible and sustainable production in the entire supply chain is an expectation of every growing retailer and brand. We are committed to meeting and excelling in this important area as well. We are certified members of the Responsible Jewelry Council and have also undergone work compliance audit and ISO 9001 certification. Any efficient operation is a sum total of its individual talent. We are proud that our team is aligned to our clients' needs today and for tomorrow. We welcome you to visit our facilities to discover how you could leverage our strengths. This is Pink City Jewel House.
Wow, that is definitely
Yeah.
very, very impressive.
Fantastic.
I really want to visit the factory now.
Awesome.
Kevin, what do you think?
Most welcome.
Thank you. Yeah,
You'd find too
sure will.
many rings you like,
Yeah, that's
Neville.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go crazy. I'll be just picking samples, buying samples. Okay,
Wow.
so everybody watching, let us know if you have any questions for Manoj about their beautiful jewelry, their very advanced high-tech factory. Yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, you can contact them via this link, indiasourcing.net/Pink City, and yeah, get in touch with them and see if you want to develop any innovative, creative products. Okay, so Mark, Kevin, anything else before we wrap up?
No, I'd just like to say that was fantastic.
Really
Fantastic
different.
presentations for both parties we've seen today. And yeah, it's a great video of the Pink City setup. That looks awesome. Yeah,
I think they're different products.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Thank you
Manoj
so
and
much.
Prakar, thank you so much for your time today, even though we couldn't see your
Thank you,
faces, but I
Meghala.
think
Sorry
Manoj, we
I
saw
couldn't join in early,
video.
and then camera doesn't work. But then it was nice talking to you, and we really look forward to receiving. Uh, hello,
No, yeah.
hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes,
Manoj,
we
definitely.
really
you
look
still
forward to receiving
Yeah, we
inquiries
can hear
from
you.
the people. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your
Absolutely.
presentation.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Kevin. Thank you,
Bye.
Margaret.
Yeah,
Thank
Have a
thank you
great
so
day.
much, Manoj, Prakar. All right. Bye. That was a very impressive factory. I mean, people
Absolutely.
here on the call who actually went with us to Moradabad, I mean, you can really tell the difference. Allison, Vinita, I don't know if you guys are still there, but these factories are so different from the types of factories that we visited in Moradabad, which is mostly like handmade and a lot of artisan kind of work. but this is so different, right, Marg and Kevin?
Yeah, no, that
Absolutely,
is.
yeah.
That's really, so different to what we sort of normally would. Well, I think too, to see how it's made, like I imagined a jewelry place to have someone just sitting at a desk doing a piece of jewelry, but like obviously they're huge. Like the setup was amazing.
Did you say a lot of it was machinery too? There's a lot of, obviously, because it's very would be tiring on the eyes, but you see that a lot of it was optical, and a lot of it, it was machines rather than just people huddled.
Yeah,
I thought a lot of that stuff was sort of hand sort of crafted. I mean, it's
they're very
supposed to
high
be,
tech.
but it's very high tech. Yeah. And high tech is the way of the world, really, isn't it? In some cases, especially the intricate jewelry, I suspect. Well,
And I
everything's
really
so
like how
fine,
he
isn't
said
it?
that they have industrialized artisanship, right? That's what they said.
Yeah, that was a good way of putting it. Yeah, very nice. Certainly like to visit the factory, and that's a bonus in India, isn't it? That you can see from one scale to another scale to another scale, and I mean we haven't investigated a lot of this stuff yet. I mean, we see the factories and we've seen them all through our shows over the time we've been doing them, but we always seem to uncover something, don't we? Like there's always another gemstone lying under a stone, so to speak.
Lots of gemstones for sure.
That was very good.
There's always another gem.
All right, so
You've been
before
thinking
we
of that
wrap
for an hour.
up, yeah. So before we wrap up, we just want to remind everyone that our next media sourcing trip is going to happen in March 13th to the 20th. Those are the dates, and bookings are now open. In case anybody wants to, visit factories, there are a lot of jewelry suppliers at the trade show as well, at the Delhi Fair that we visited. So if you're interested in jewelry or any kind of products, come with us to India. It's an 8-day trip where we take you to factories. We teach you about sourcing from India. There's a lot of networking, meeting sourcing related service providers, e-commerce coaches. So it's a lot of fun. Hazel is asking, what is the best time to visit India for sourcing? So Hazel, the best time is when India sourcing trip is on. So Hazel, you're most welcome to join us on India
March
sourcing
or October.
trip.
March or October. Yeah, is when we do the trip.
Exactly.
And I mean, the weather's not much different whenever you go.
Yeah, March and October are kind of similar. Don't go in the summer because May, June, July, especially in North India, gets very, very hot. So you don't want to go during those months. But then you can also go during, winters. But generally, March and October, weather-wise, is good. And then there's a Delhi Fair that's hosted during that time as well. So Allison says, just got back. Fabulous trip. Yes. And we all have withdrawal symptoms. Still, yeah, because we're missing our pool parties and all of our parties. Thanks, MMK. Great as always.
Oh, Gail, we're 3 gemstones.
Oh, Gail, thank you so much. So sweet. Where to apply for the sourcing trip? So Hazel, go to this URL, indiasourcingtrip.com, and you can see all of the details. And if you have any questions, you can just chat with us on the homepage, or you can send us an email at info@indiasourcingtrip.com. But otherwise, you'll get all the information on this page, and then you can also sign up for the trip over there. Okay, so Marg and Kevin, anything else before we sign off?
No, just yeah, it's right.
Well, we're going to have lots more suppliers to come on because we found lots more at the fair. Yeah. So Sajita's busy with new suppliers to introduce.
Yeah, I'd just like to say it's been a fantastic show and different, different things. Once again, we sort of, we keep uncovering, as I say, we keep uncovering different things and finding different companies for different. Everyone's got a different interest. We can't keep showing, the sort of same things, and it's nice to uncover, those other ones. There might be some might tend to be left field, but there's always opportunities around every corner, Megalomag, isn't it? You know, there's always something for someone. You know, even supplements,
Definitely.
you know, it might be a saturated market for one, but for others, it ain't. You know, I mean, some of the home furniture sort of stuff might be too big for some people, and yet for others, it ain't. So, you know, it's just a question of, you know, keep looking, keep searching, and you're always going to find that product that's going to suit you.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, because we've done a lot of the usual metal and wooden kind of products, home decor items, gift items. I mean, a lot of Amazon sellers are finding success with those kinds of items, but you know, we're catering to other types of buyers as well, not only Amazon sellers. We've now got retailers. You know, people are selling on their own websites, Shopify. So there's a
Bricks and
huge
mortar,
world out
yeah,
there, and
bricks and
bricks
mortar
and mortar
guys,
as well. Yeah,
you know,
exactly. We had a couple of people on our trip actually who were selling bricks and mortar and not really focusing on Amazon. So,
yeah,
yeah.
and they
So,
found some
guys, before we
fantastic.
go, can we show our mugs? Can we show our
Yeah,
Moscow Mule mugs?
yeah,
There we go. So these are personalized Moscow Mule mugs that we had given to everybody. I don't know if you can see, but that's got my name on there, and then Kevin and Mark's too. So each attendee on our trip had actually got one of these mugs, and they're really well made, high quality. One of our suppliers in Moradabad made this, and this is mango wood. It's got a mango wood handle, double walled, hammered finish. So this is one of the things you get when you come on the trip. Apart from all of the other gifts, we have a big
A coffee
goodie bag.
mug or a cold drink. You can use it for either.
Yeah, for either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's really
Megla, one of the other things that's been, I mean, look, the Palia is really close to our hearts, as we know, but hasn't it been really satisfying on this trip how many kids have been sponsored? It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yeah.
It is
And so, I
amazing, isn't it?
mean, we've
It's
sponsored
just,
one child for each attendee on the trip, and then
yeah,
BJK sponsored 15 kids.
yeah.
And then a lot of the other attendees wanted to sponsor more kids. So, yeah, they've you know, a lot of people have sponsored even more kids than we've sponsored for them. So that's amazing. I think overall we probably sponsored maybe 100 kids or so.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
yeah.
It just fills your heart, doesn't it? It's really, really, it's just so good, you know, to sort of see that people have opened their wallets and, you know, sort of so giving, you know, and it's amazing, and you know, it's so good to go visit there. We hadn't been there for such a long time, but it was so lovely to go back and see the staff, and the staff are all angels too, aren't they? You know, that they give up so much to sort of be there with the kids in the area that it is. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, do you want to explain when you sponsor and what we actually sponsor it? Like, it's not everything for the child, it's just their education.
Yeah, so it's their education for a year, and it's basically, you know, they help buy books and stationery and other things for the child for a year. So it costs about $100 for 1 year, and then so we sponsor the education of one child for 1 year for each attendee, and then attendees can choose to continue sponsoring their child. And once they sponsor a child, they receive an email with the child's details, their parents, what kind of you know, subjects they like, what are their hobbies, etc. So you can get to know your child as well. And then if you visit India, you can actually go visit your child and meet with your child as well. In fact, one of the attendees, she was already sponsoring kids in Depalia even before the trip, and so she went to see her sponsored child, and it was just such an emotional you know, meeting for her, because she was sponsoring this child and she's, you know, seen them grow over the last couple of years, and so she was really overwhelmed, and her heart was just so full when she met those her sponsored child.
And the other thing, Megla, I'll just quickly say,
Okay,
remember,
so I think
we got a bit of a lag there. I was just going to mention one thing. When we were at the school,
Go ahead,
there's when COVID came, and we did a show, and when Jaswant was the CEO there, and we did a crossover, and we found one of the educators was actually originally one of the kids, and grew up, and eventually now he's educator. And we'd actually did a crossover Zoom with him. And of course, we've done so many Zooms in the past, you can't remember every face in the Zoom screen. And when we was at the school, I heard, Kevin, and I turned around, and it's the guy that we did the Zoom with. And he had a classroom full of, I'd probably say teens, 15, 16-year-olds, maybe younger. But they had all laptops, or, like computer screens and keyboards. And he was actually teaching them how to, find a job on the internet, like we would do with even our kids have that kind of education. But it was just unreal. And when I was talking to him, and he said to me, that he was, educated, and he'd come through that school. And I said, so why are you still here in this district? He said, these are my people. This is my area, and this is where I come from. So why would I leave? Because he's got the knowledge of the education through the system, and now he's putting back into his area, with and educating the kids once again, and sort of helping. So isn't that good? Like he didn't just get educated and go, oh well, I'll go to another suburb. It's a better suburb than this suburb. He's actually still there with his own people.
Yeah, that's amazing. And of course, we also want to mention that all attendees contributed to buy a projector and screen for Diwali as well. That was really awesome. And everybody wanted to bring some gifts for the kids, but then we thought, might as well contribute something and buy something that's useful for the school. And so we asked them what do they want. They said, we want a projector. So everybody chipped in, $25, $30. And we were able to buy a really good projector for them. So I think that's just the power of community and, the power of a group of people coming together. So that was very heartwarming as well. Yeah.
Well, Megla, they're always looking for computers and keyboards.
Yeah.
They're always looking for computers and keyboards. So next time we can sort of, something else.
Definitely. And of course, we want to continue our, partnership with Dipalia, because we strongly believe in what they're doing and, with their association. So, and we will be doing a more detailed debrief of the trip that we did in October, so that people who are interested in future trips, get a better understanding of what really happens on these trips. So we'll be scheduling a live session on that real soon. So, all right, I think that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Marg and Kevin, I will see you shortly.
Okay, thank you, Megla.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.